Welcome, everyone, to Dueling ACES for October 28, 2024. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Mine was a little bit on the wonky side, but I am here today along with Bruiser. How the heck are you, dude?
I'm fine.
Just fine?
Yeah, I mean, it was a long-ass day.
Do tell.
Oh, I was at one account from 10 a.m. until almost 6. So, yeah. It was a very long day. It was just, I was ready to be done.
Huh. Thought you might have been a little worn out from this.
That was yesterday.
How much weight is this?
375.
Look at that beast. Look at that beast. Hans and Franz have nothing on you.
I look so fat.
All that and that he comes up with. Oh my gosh.
Here's the problem with that singlet. So for competition, we're not allowed to wear anything underneath the singlet except for briefs.
Okay.
And walking around with that singlet on and briefs, I look like an upside down Pinocchio.
Oh my goodness.
It's not I mean, my wife likes it, but it's a little too revealing.
I was gonna say, it didn't look that bad.
You can't see it in the video, but trust me.
It's bad.
It's bad. It's bad. I brushed the bar on it twice trying to do a deadlift.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful. Well, let's roll right into our favorite topic right out the rip.
How Ohio State escapes, yet Texas drops.
Yeah, because I've got that's not quite the only one I'm got a small issue with.
That and the
Notre Dame jump. And yet you still have Pittsburgh and Army who practically barely seem to move. Indiana didn't even flinch a spot.
That bothers me. Indiana should be in the top 10.
I was totally shocked by that.
Texas A&M jumped 4 and jumped over Indiana. And oh, by the way, A&M's got a loss.
Right. And then they jumped Iowa State too.
And 2 weeks, was it 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, they were 25th, was A&M.
Yep.
So 2 or 3 weeks ago, they were 25th. The fact that they jumped Indiana bothers me. The fact that Texas dropped one bothers me. You can't tell me you could put Miami and Texas on the same field, and Miami would beat them.
I knew we'd have a couple of these weeks where it's like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. We're into that week right now. This doesn't make any sense.
Well, this week is going to be – look, there's going to be movement by the end of this week because Penn State and Ohio State play each other.
Yep.
So one of them's out.
It's like they put it on pause.
If Ohio State loses, they better not be in the top 10.
They shouldn't be.
If you keep 2-loss Ohio State in the top 10 while you have 2-loss Bama sitting at 14th.
Does this start, where does you mentioned it early right off the get-go in the season. You're going to see a 2-loss team in the playoff.
Yes.
Do they start in that bottom at 12, and are they like that first 2-loss team?
If you put it, I can't see a scenario where you put Ohio State above Indiana.
I agree.
Because Indiana is undefeated. Oh, and they still play each other.
Correct. The other question is okay, if, say, it's on the flip side, Ohio State wins against Penn State, and if it's a close game, how far do you put Penn State down?
7th, 8th. They have shown all year with the polls that if you are a top 5 team and you lose to somebody below you, you're dropping anywhere between 4 and 6 spots in the rankings. Because Texas was number 1 when they lost to Georgia, and they switched spots essentially.
Yeah, wait, and we even said we think that was too far.
I don't think dropping I didn't think dropping them to 5 was too far because, again, it's like I've said all year, the polls are reactionary. They really are. They're 100% reactionary. The problem with them being reactionary, though, is that you don't get a true assessment of where teams are or should be. I'm looking for the college football poll is tomorrow. It should be tomorrow.
Oh, the committee?
Yes. It's either today or tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. Because after week 9 is the first one.
Let's see.
So with those, you'll get a better stock and understanding of where the committee thinks teams are. And I wouldn't be surprised if Indiana was in there. Clemson may flip-flop with Clemson.
It says rankings will start Tuesday, November 5th.
So next week, after week 10.
Yep. So it's next week. It says the rankings will start on Tuesday, November 5th, continue through the 6th, and a final reveal will be on Sunday, December 8th.
Well, that's the more important voting happening next Tuesday.
Oh, he's popped in a little early. Oh, we got something for you, baby. Happy birthday.
I tried to get him to change the color to green and white.
I mean, why? They're losers.
Or green and yellow. Yeah, anything to just needle you just a little bit.
That's fine.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Never mind. That's even better.
If only we had an audience for them to go running.
That's fine. Just the look of exasperation on a Monday night works for me. It's fine.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, dude.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
How old are you now? 51?
Wow. He is not up there yet.
There's a milestone there that has not been hit yet.
Have you not? Oh, you're not even 40 yet.
Bless you, sir. Bless you.
Wow. That's awesome.
Ends of the earth. No, I've not hit the 50 yet.
No, he's not into the 50 yet.
Are you older than I am?
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm 42.
Yes, I'm older than you. The only one I'm not older than is, the ancient one there.
Yeah.
The ARP member?
Oh, yes. Wow. Yes, that is true, and I darn well accept it. And the card and all the discounts that come with it.
Currently working on birthday gifts. I'm seeing if this will show up here.
Ooh, what's that? Is that the Dark Falcon?
This is the Interceptor, the TIE Interceptor.
Ooh.
That's a fun one.
Yeah.
We were talking about the rankings and how Texas should not have dropped and how Indiana should be in the top 12.
Indiana should be they should. I mean, give me a reason why Indiana shouldn't.
I can't. That's the thing. It perplexes me. Like Clemson, Texas A&M moved 4 spots, and 3 weeks ago they were 25th. Clemson dropped 2, but didn't drop completely out. Iowa State dropped 1. Notre Dame moved 4. Like Notre Dame has a loss, but Indiana's undefeated, and they've actually beaten some decent teams.
Yeah.
And Ohio State squeaked one by. And Texas. Look, Texas played a very game Vandy. You had a little bit of the Georgia hangover, and you got it out of your system. Are we both trying to figure out who Georgia's talking to?
Oh, I don't care who.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why would Texas drop if Ohio State didn't?
But they did. Texas dropped 1.
Looking forward to it, sir.
Oh, what'd you get?
Oh, you didn't see he didn't see it.
I did not.
Georgia's going to pull up a picture now.
Oh yeah. Yes, because it's us.
What the hell does Army have to do to get some respect? What's up, Sam? Thank you very much.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah, his Aaron Rodgers costume.
Thank you, Sam.
What's up, Sam?
LSU dropping 8 is a bit perplexing as well.
That's a bit much.
Yeah, especially for
because didn't they play A&M or Ole Miss?
No, wasn't LSU and A&M.
I was gonna say I thought it was LSU and A&M. Yes. So I thought it was really wild that A&M jumped up that far. I paid $87 for Jordy Nelson. You're welcome.
That's far more than any other team was willing to pay for him.
Right?
Yeah. It was A&M and LSU.
What was the score? I was busy Saturday.
It was 38-23.
That's not an ass kicking.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. So it's not, but I mean, A&M had that game in hand. I'm pretty sure most of the way. I want to know, how does A&M only move up 4 spots if LSU is going to drop 8?
8. Which means, so LSU is at 16, which means they were 8. So you moved A&M up 4, and then you moved up Notre Dame 4. So Notre Dame was at 12. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
And all Notre Dame did was played Navy? Correct?
They beat Navy.
Okay.
They beat Navy, who was at 24 or 25.
Here's my thing.
But they destroyed Navy.
They did. But here's my issue. You're obviously giving them credit for beating an undefeated team, but
it's Navy.
It's one of the two. It's either you're giving them credit for being an undefeated team, or you should credit for because it's Navy. And if that's so, what are we doing with Army? Either we're giving them credit for being an undefeated team, or it's Army.
Well, I think
because they only gave them 2 spots. They only gave Army 2 spots, and it's like, hello, really?
Look, Washington State was previously unranked, and now they're 22nd. You got Illinois who dropped 4, Missouri who dropped 4, and a few weeks ago, Illinois and Missouri were sniffing the top 12. Hell, Missouri was in the top 10.
And how Colorado got in there is still beyond me.
Oh, sir, they became bowl eligible for the first time under Coach Prime. They must be ranked.
Oh, yippee-ki-yay.
The coaches poll to me is the more accurate one.
It generally is.
Yeah.
Because the thing that is different, I mean, one of the things that is different about the coaches poll that is not there in the AP one is Colorado's not there, but Memphis is. And if I put Memphis and Colorado on the same football field, 8 out of 10 times, I think Memphis is winning. Because Prime's kid can't quarterback. He's terrible.
I mean, he got hurt, I'm pretty sure. So,
but the 2 games that I saw him quarterback in on the late Saturday night game, that kid was awful.
He has had some games where he's appeared really, really good, and he's had some clunkers. So
when you make Tim Couch look like an MVP quarterback with your reads,
yeah, fair enough.
And I will still stand by the fact that if Tim Couch actually had an offensive line, he might have turned out to be a decent quarterback in the NFL.
Very true.
The world will never know.
If they would have been given a proper draft like the Panthers and the Jaguars were, sure.
Him and David Carr. I always wonder what would have happened to David Carr had David Carr not gotten his bell rung so many damn times.
That offensive, that had to have been the worst offensive line in NFL history.
And if Barry Sanders ever had an offensive line in front of him, his number would be retired throughout the league.
Yeah, this is true. I cannot argue that.
That's probably pretty accurate. I look at looking at the poll. Like I told George, I can't wait for the committee poll to come out because that's probably going to be the most accurate.
I will say this: just the fact that the coaches poll doesn't have like wild swings, with the exception of LSU and Missouri, kind of leads me to think that they're pretty happy with where they have things. So,
we said we know that because you got Penn State and Ohio State playing each other, you're gonna have a shakeup up there.
Yeah,
There's no question about it.
I mean, things are going to move around, but I mean, unless somebody absolutely falls apart, you're looking at like swapping spots or something similar to that. Now, when Oregon loses to Michigan this week, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh my, wow. Has somebody been in the birthday punch already?
I couldn't even finish.
Look, I get it. They are coming to the big house. That would literally knock everybody for a loop if that happened.
Yeah.
Especially because they're not on either list. Everybody would just lose their ever living
in all seriousness, and I'm not actually setting up a punchline when I say this. In all seriousness, head number 3 of Michigan's 3-headed quarterback, Jack Tuttle, posted his retirement today. Excuse the cat that just jumped on my shoulder. Come here. If you're going to be ridiculous, be ridiculous. Anyway,
I'll be on camera.
He posted his recovery. He mentioned a couple things. He had off-season UCL surgery, and he's having a really rough time coming back from it. And he also said in the game when Tuttle started, he got his 5th concussion of his career.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, he said he's like, I can't do this anymore, and he's retiring. Which, you know what? God bless you. All power to you. Hope everything goes great. Now we're stuck with Davis Warren and Alex Orji.
So you got Ohio State and Penn State at noon in Beaver Stadium at Penn State, which on top of that is going to be a bigger cluster because apparently one of the presidential candidates wants to go watch the game.
Oh, geez.
Have fun.
Yep.
Not fighting that traffic.
Nope. Then you've got Ole Miss at 19 playing Arkansas. Army is
playing Air Force.
Yep, playing Air Force. Minnesota's at Illinois. I'm just running through the top 25.
Yep.
You have Oregon and Michigan.
Florida and Georgia.
Hold on.
Too.
Don't jump the gun.
My bad.
You have Oregon and Michigan at 3:30. The world's largest outdoor cocktail party at 3:30 in Jacksonville between Florida and Georgia.
Thought that was before the Kentucky Derby.
You have Texas and Iowa State. Texas Tech and Iowa State. Indiana plays Michigan State at 3:30 in East Lansing. Kansas State plays Houston. Texas A&M is playing South Carolina. That could be a good one. Louisville and Clemson. That could be another good one. Kentucky and Tennessee.
That one could be very interesting. Kentucky's been the little pain in the butt like Vandy. So that one could get a little sticky too.
And then I think the most even game of the day, you've got Pittsburgh playing Pitt playing SMU at SMU.
In the nightcap.
And that's the 8:00 game.
More exciting than, oh, wait a minute, there won't be a World Series game on Saturday.
I think she's upstairs talking to Sissy Bubba.
What if you're American, you go into the bathroom, and in American, you come out the bathroom.
You're European.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a
Love the dad jokes.
When mom's done talking.
You can tell her that joke when she's done.
Yes.
Okay.
So BYU's got their bye week, so they'll flip-flop somewhere.
Texas is on a bye this week.
So they'll drop a spot.
Yeah, they'll drop 4. They'll be 10.
It'll be ridiculous.
Miami's off this week too.
Notre Dame's off.
Well,
but hey, this is Alabama's week to get back into the top 12.
Right. I was gonna say that Oregon is only gonna beat Michigan by 3 scores, so Georgia will go to 1.
What happens if Michigan actually beats Oregon?
This list implodes.
Did the CFP just implode and everybody dies?
I'll be changing my pants.
I was gonna say, if that happens, that they will lose their ever living minds. It's like, okay, now what do you do? It's like you lost to an unranked team that is beyond off this list. I wouldn't even
have the Rogers face going. It's on the background behind him.
Yeah, and
the
good
clock
luck.
Will hit 0. It'll be 37-10 Michigan, and Zolt's just gonna have that face.
No, I'm not gonna have that face. The Big Ten commissioner is gonna have that face.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, and so will all the sports writers, because they're gonna go, all right, now what do we do?
So just to play the fun hypothetical, Oregon loses big to Michigan.
Not
and
just
Ohio
lose big.
Lose big, like 37-10.
Wow.
They lose big to Michigan, and Ohio State loses to Penn State. I could see Penn State jumping Georgia and being number 1.
Well, yeah.
So I was like, hold on, I gotta go vomit.
No, that I could totally see that too. 100%. 100%.
Also, if
Oregon, good Lord, how far would Oregon fall? Where the hell would you put that?
14.
I would say somewhere around 10, maybe 10 to 12.
I'd drop them out of the top 12.
To an unranked with 3 losses?
Yeah. Because it's still only 1 game. I mean, how far did Michigan fall the first time they lost?
9 spots.
9 spots, yeah.
They went from 9 to 18th.
It wasn't.
And they lost to Texas, who was number 2 at the time.
Yeah. I honestly think the 8 wins will hold enough weight that they won't drop them that much.
I think you drop them all the way to 12.
I could see it.
Yeah, or just really tick off everybody and put them at 13 and bump Indiana up 1. Put them on that. Hey, you shouldn't have lost.
I really think Indiana is getting disrespected fully.
They are.
They are. Well, and they've got, I believe it's Purdue and Ohio State are the next week, so it must be the following one. No, it's Northwestern. So when is it? Second to last week?
What, Ohio State?
Yeah, not till November 23rd, before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, they play. Ohio State's got to play Indiana and Michigan.
Yep.
And again, your final game is against Michigan, and if that's all Michigan has to play for.
Well, if they've got any quarterbacks left by then. At this point, it sounds like that's
I've heard that transfer students doing wonders on the practice squad. He transferred in from Boston U, from Boston College. That Dom Grady guy.
Oh, Jesus.
Need him now more than ever. Speaking of which, I mean, does Ohio State have any of those quarterbacks looking to transfer? Because, I mean, your guys do great once you throw them away and they latch on somewhere else.
Burrow, Ewers. It's like that Dave Chappelle meme when he does the crack sketch. Y'all got any more of them quarterbacks?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think they're jumping ship that bad.
No, I mean Michigan has their two guys. I called Tuttle, who just retired, the less accurate Cade McNamara. We're running with Davis Warren, who I called the exactly accurate Wilton Spate. I don't have a comparison for Alex Orji because I haven't seen him throw a ball yet. So, the guy I've been clamoring for just redshirted himself. So,
Well, before
fine.
you jumped in here, we were talking that this ranking was kind of like that in between kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just throw darts at a dartboard and whatever the hell this is, we got to wait until next week.
No, I mean, we're 8 weeks in. We have a general idea now. So, yeah, I mean, it's locking in. Now we've got a major weekend this weekend. So, yeah, there's going to be some shakeups, but I think it's going to be a lot of just reorganizing.
But how much longer do you let the other like undefeateds, like you're sitting there with Army and Indiana, Iowa State,
Well, I think the litmus test for Indiana is Ohio State, because even if you lose to Ohio State, but you keep it close, I wouldn't imagine that Indiana would fall all that far. On the other hand, though,
when they tag off Michigan State this week, they should definitely bump up. I mean, I'm surprised that Iowa State actually fell down, but this Texas A&M thing, that I see that one's kind of the ridiculous one.
The A&M and Notre Dame jumping 2 are both slap in the face.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like I said, the poll is reactionary, and it's such wild swing. Look, LSU dropped 8 spots. You're telling me that they are 8 spots worse than they were last week because they lost to A&M.
And you slapped them all the way down below Alabama on it.
And don't LSU and Alabama play this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks? Yeah, they play the 9th.
LSU in Florida. Yeah.
So it could be the first time in nearly over a decade that Alabama has had 3 regular season losses.
Yeah. And it's going to be crazy how they figure out a way to get them in the playoffs anyway.
I don't think you do. I don't think you can. I think there comes a point where a few 2-loss teams in the playoff, yeah, that's fine. But I think you'd have to have multiple 1-loss, 2-loss, and a few 3-loss teams before you see a 3-loss team get in there with no undefeateds also.
And what do you do with Pittsburgh?
Pitt, I mean, you're in the ACC. Win it, and you're in.
First and foremost, Pitt SMU this week is
big.
This is going to tell us something,
right?
If Pitt wins that, I don't even care if it's handily or close. Frankly, they should be moving up about 4 spots minimum.
Over SMU?
Yes.
Who's 20th?
Yes.
You would jump Pitt from 18th to 14th.
Pitt from 17th. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the coaches poll.
Yeah, they're 14th in the AP.
Well, I was going to say, if Bama loses to LSU
in 2 weeks,
in 2 weeks. But I mean, I'm going to say yeah.
I mean,
even after this week, even after this
either
week,
mean something or they don't. So
well, I don't. I'm not disagreeing. I agree 100% that rankings should mean something. But I don't think they should be that fickle. That's always been my problem with the rankings, is that they're reactionary and fickle.
And Kansas State has Houston, so I guess that is what that is.
Houston is weird because Houston plays people tough. They're like Vandy or Kentucky, where they hang out right around anywhere between that 22nd to like 26th in the rankings. And then every once in a while, they'll jump up into the top 10.
I'm waiting for November 16th when Tennessee beats Georgia to watch heads explode.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, boy. Well, that's LSU, Bama, and
yeah, it is. It's
the week after
and it's
LSU.
Oregon at Wisconsin too. You have Oregon at Wisconsin, traveling to Wisconsin.
Hey,
how did Oregon's got to hit the road?
It's Oregon. Oregon, not Oregon.
It's gone. They're gone. They're going to be gone.
If
the trails,
I don't care where. I don't care where Wisconsin is ranked. Going to Camp Randall and playing in Camp Randall is never easy. Ever.
Nope.
Especially when they play jump around during the start of the third quarter and it is registered on the Richter scale in Milwaukee.
Well, in all honesty, it is. They are going to the Big House this weekend too, and that is no joke. I don't care how bad Michigan's getting their butts kicked. That the crowd is the crowd.
Yes.
And if you can't hear anything, sorry about your damn luck.
The crowd is the crowd, and the crowd will be gone by the second quarter.
The thing with playing in Michigan, though, is if you get up on them early, the crowd goes silent and they do other things like look at their phone or go out in the parking lot or whatever.
The alumni start chanting for Bo Schembechler, even though he's been dead for God knows how long.
I mean, people start trying to find Lloyd Carr to bring him back. Like it's
right. Yes. Thank you, Durkin.
What's up, Andrew?
But Camp Randall just continuously has this. It doesn't matter how far they're down by.
Yeah.
It's like having a little slice of the SEC in the Big Ten.
And I am all about Clint's comment here.
I don't want complete chaos, but there are teams that are currently in the top 12 that I don't want to see there because I don't think that they would make the playoff interesting.
Yeah, I will say this. Complete and utter chaos means we're going to have like all SEC Big Ten playoff because that's what the committee's going to default to.
I think utter chaos means that Clemson and Indiana are 1 and 2.
Oof.
Ugh.
I want some stability, but I'd like to see Indiana in the playoff. I'd like to see. I don't want to see Notre Dame in there.
If Notre Dame keeps up their current, they probably would be.
They still got to play SC, don't they? Or they already played SC?
They have to play Army on the 23rd. We'll find out what Army's got.
Listen.
Florida
Never
State.
mind. Let's keep Notre Dame at 8. The rest of the year, they're not allowed to move. Ohio State loses to Penn State. We jump Miami up to 4. And in the playoff, 4 plays 8. And we can get Catholics versus convicts too.
How did I know he was going there? Oh, that did not take long to get there. Yeah, they don't have USC until the 30th. So they have Florida State, Virginia, Army, and then USC. Wow, that November 23rd week is looking real interesting real fast, isn't it?
There's a lot of
There's going to be a lot of interesting games that weekend. That November 23rd is looking very, very interesting. Alabama and Oklahoma, Kentucky and Texas, Ole Miss and Florida.
Ole Miss and Florida is not going to be that interesting. Alabama, Oklahoma won't be that interesting. It'll just be pageantry because of the history of the two schools. But Oklahoma doesn't have a puncher's chance.
Army and Notre Dame.
That's the game, though, that Notre Dame could lose.
Georgia, Ole Miss could be interesting.
Yeah, Georgia and Ole Miss could be very interesting.
And then
can you imagine Georgia with 4 losses? Forget trying to figure out how to get 2 or 3 loss Alabama in. Imagine the mental gymnastics the committee will try to go through to get 3 or 4 loss Georgia in.
Right.
Oh, this is, yeah. I mean, in being that it's the first year of the Big 12 team playoff, no less. Clint's loving it.
See, Clint agrees. Catholics versus convicts too. This has got to happen.
Yeah, these last 2 weeks of the season are going to be very, very interesting. Those last 2 weeks are going to be very crucial. Extremely crucial. Well, I don't know why I had that up there. My bad. So yeah, like I said, currently this is like, it's kind of like, we're just gonna wait. You know, they just threw, like I said, they threw darts at a dartboard and said, "Here you go. We'll fix it up and wait for the committee, you know, after next week, and we'll see what happens through next week's games, and they'll go from there." Because it says on the thing, they said, well, we'll turn around, they'll look at it by Tuesday, have it squared away, and reveal it on Sunday. It's like, well, by the time you do that, it's going to change again because of how the scores fell from Saturday. So
I can't imagine that those rankings don't get leaked on Tuesday of next week.
Oh, I'm sure. Shoot. Trying to keep a secret like that? Yeah, it's very difficult to do. Very difficult to do.
Oh, crap. Oh.
Don't do that. Oh, man.
Dude, I'm done. You know how big my yard is, right?
Right.
There were 2 of us that did a leaf cleanup on a yard that's twice the size of mine today. With nothing but pin oak trees and maples. And pine needles. We were there for almost 7.5 hours. So yeah, I'm done. The fact that I made it here is a miracle.
Zolt, I told him it's from doing all these. Who's the chick that's walking by in your camera shot? Man?
She's just somebody in the class.
Told him that's what he gets. He's lifting all those all day. How much weight was that again?
375 pounds.
And the hat weighed an extra 6 ounces.
And then my awesome pink socks.
Whatever works, baby. Whatever works.
Those are my good luck socks.
We have done it with aliens for 80 years.
What the hell? That was out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm like, we have done it with aliens for 80 years. Sorry, Andrew, I missed what that would have clicked into. Zolt's just smiling behind his microphone. I have no idea.
I'm going down the Tennessee Titans roster to see who the Lions can trade for.
After you
a secret comment.
After you beat them 52-14?
Yes. I mean, we have ended their season.
That was brutal.
Dude. That was
insane. I think that's why a trade did not happen last week, is because we were playing against the team we want to trade with.
Here, let us smack you around like a Southerner on Cops on a Saturday night.
I don't think they're going after Key. I don't think they're going after Alliance. Sorry, Durkin's here. Arden Key. I don't think they're going after Arden Key because he's a linebacker, and I don't think that's the position they're looking for. I honestly think their target has been Harold Landry, and it's going to be Harold Landry, and that's who they want because the coaching staff knows him already. And he's under contract. I need to pull up that contract to see.
Aren't we past the trade deadline, though?
No, it's 2 weeks out, I think.
A couple weeks out.
I thought trade deadline was week 6.
No.
Teams just decided to treat it that way this year for some reason.
Well, it had been week 6 in the past.
Next week, November 5th at 4:00.
Good. Anything to distract us from the idiocy that's going to happen next Tuesday.
Harold Landry, a decent cap hit right now, 23.8, although that'll be minimized by, it'll be prorated, obviously. He's under contract. Technically, there's an out after this year, but you can have him for 2 more years. So if we want to keep him and bookend him with Hutchinson when he comes back, I don't know that we'd complain too much.
Doesn't it feel good to be building for a Super Bowl instead of hoping for one day?
Window is open, and you don't know if it'll be open next year, so you go for it now.
The Browns had a window open for a couple of years, and unfortunately, there was a screen in front of it. Nobody bothered to take the screen out.
The window was open, but there were bars.
I was going to say the window was open and it was on a submarine.
Look.
Really?
Hey, yesterday, it played well.
Well, I was going to say that was for Jimmy. We know that was a big emotional win.
They still played well.
Yeah, well, and like I said, I think that is.
You can see a difference in the offense. It's night and day. When Stefanski's not allowed to call plays, that's the best.
And as Sam politely said, got Winston in there, and ta-da!
You had the better quarterback playing. I'm just going to straight out say it. You had the better quarterback playing.
You had a better quarterback playing. You had an offensive coordinator actually calling a game instead of a head coach.
You had the correct man calling the plays. Yes.
Yes.
Yep. And I totally agree with that. And it's a shame that Philadelphia can't do it because they're winning.
What is it? What are the Browns now? 2-6?
Yep.
Hey,
I said, hey, the Browns could go 7-1 and be 500.
No, they'd be over 500. They'd be 9-7.
Oh, they'd be 9-8 if they went 7-1. Or I'm sorry, no, 9-7. That's right.
9-7. Dude, come on, it's math. It's math. I understand.
Listen, y'all. I told you what the heck I took for this foot now. I'm on 3 different things.
Here's the thing.
I'm trying.
The Browns could go on a tear. And end up 10-6 and still make the playoffs.
And still miss the playoffs.
Hey, you're saying there's a chance.
I am saying that there is a chance.
Yeah, there'd be that wild card team. Remember, they're taking that
collapse of the Steelers is coming.
Look, if you play to your capabilities, you could be the team that makes it so that somebody else doesn't get in.
Look, the Giants win the Super Bowl.
It's the AFC. It's not that hard this year.
The Giants went to the Super Bowl twice at 9-7.
This is true.
Yep.
And Seattle went to the NFC title game at 7-9.
Touche.
Notice how you keep bringing up NFC teams.
But the AFC and the NFC have flip-flopped.
Yes, now they have. You are correct.
So now it's our turn to play like garbage and still make the playoffs.
More power to you. That's going to be one hell of a roll if you manage that.
Look, if they do it, all I'm saying is if they do it, we're going to the Super Bowl, play Detroit, and then the barge becomes far more important than that Lombardi trophy.
A 2-trophy giveaway, the barge and the Vince Lombardi,
God,
both on the pedestal.
Do you know how bad I want that?
That would be insane.
I just want their 2 trophy presentations where on the platform is the barge and the Lombardi trophy.
That would be hysterical. Everybody would be going, "What the hell is that thing?"
Just this god-awful looking bronze barge.
The new Battle of Lake Erie. Yeah.
Oh, so awful. It's so awful. It's so awful, it's good. Like Jason X, the movie where Jason goes to space.
That right there, I almost felt bad for all my friends who love horror movies to just sit there and go, "Wow, you guys, now you know horror movies have jumped the shark when you have to."
I love that movie so much because it pokes fun at every slasher movie trope, every one of them. And that's what it was designed to do. And it has the best death scene in any horror movie ever. Taking the 2 camper girls and putting them in the sleeping bag and banging them against the tree. The best one.
Can't. Just can't do them.
It's awesome. I don't like horror movies. I like that one.
No, I am not. That is not in my forte. Not at all.
The first time I showed that movie to Christina, she's like, "This is stupid," and I was like, "That's the point."
And then last night we had the funsy. My brother texted me at 8:32. He says, "Let's go Cowboys." I was like, "Really? I'm sorry. Apparently you have not watched them play lately." And I think it was by the third quarter, and I went, You still alive? He's like, yeah. I said, okay, just checking.
Jerry's birthday gift just keeps on giving.
I think we should talk about how Karma bit the Bears in the ass last night too on the last play of the game.
That was honestly, I saw the last play. I did not until I posted the thing in the chat. I did not see that other part where
he was John with the Commanders fans.
Yes.
Yeah, well, he said that he was hyping up with the Bears fans that were there, but the Bears fans
who cares?
turned around and were like pointing to him and go, turn around.
Pay attention. I think the best part of that is he's the one that tipped the ball.
I'm trying to pull it up here. Come on. I know we got it somewhere. Somebody sent it to me. My buddy Mike sent me the Pat McAfee. The Pat McAfee reaction. And them talking about, hey, wouldn't you like to be in that meeting today? In that film room?
Which one?
In the Bears.
Oh, that'd have been great.
Come on, who the heck sent it to me? I was gonna say I thought it was in our chat, but apparently not.
I put it in the chat. I will take this moment to point out that the Lions' record is still perfect. Every team that they have played has lost the following week.
Say that again?
Every team that the Lions have played have lost the week after they played us.
It's just because the Lions are so strong.
It's because their kneecaps are bitten off.
Starting at the kneecaps. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
We beat the crap out of teams.
All right. We got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. Play, damn it. Come on.
I was gonna say, you might want to make sure that's muted because good job.
Doesn't want to play though. Gotta love it when they don't want to play. I mean, he is just standing there. It's like, hey, genius, turn around. Hail Rogers. Doink.
I'm just very curious if I'm assuming that I don't even know who it was. I'm assuming it was a safety considering where he was. Should he have been the last man back instead of trying to make the play on the ball? Because somebody should have been back there. Somebody should have been last man back with the Washington guy.
Well, and it looks like 31 is right there, right next to him. He's right there. That's 31, who's supposed to be right next to him. And, of course, everybody goes up into the football, and he's trying to reach and knock it down. Whoops. So there's your dude who's supposed to have him. And he is right with him right there. So they were all right there, but they definitely were going up for the ball.
It just strikes me that coaching, I would think somebody hangs back. Not everybody makes that jump for that ball because weird things happen when everybody jumps for the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Or how about you teach your D line to actually tackle behind the line of scrimmage? They had him like 4 times.
There's that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Daniels is, I mean, he's kind of showing he's not an easy tackle.
No, he isn't.
Even with messed up ribs.
The insanity of that. I mean, yeah, he was, because what? It was like 3 times he should have been sacked.
Yes.
Have you seen the video of Caleb Williams while this is happening?
No, I have not.
I don't know if that's worth a Google search, but he wasn't happy.
Okay, hang on. Let's see if we can. Well, let's see. Some looks up. I found it.
I was gonna say, if you didn't, I did.
Get out of here.
But that's not going to fly because you did something. He takes care of that. Because you know her fast. I said, no. He needs to get rid of fucking pigs.
I'm leaving. I'm not talking to any of you guys. I'm done.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
By the way, I do have to give a congratulations to Zolt, because I thought I was doing good yesterday in NASCAR fantasy. And then I saw the final score, and holy cow.
Hey, sometimes you save it all for 1 week.
Are you winning again, Zolt?
No,
he's not winning again.
No,
but I think I think that is the most points scored in 1 week this year.
Is it? It could have been. It was a good week.
258. Somehow you ended up with the full top 5. I don't know how you did it.
It was pretty ridiculous.
Look, the ending of that race was ridiculous.
Well, that's probably how then.
The lead changed 3 times in the final lap.
Dang. Well done, sir.
If only I could have done it more than just 1 week.
We'll kick Chipper out, and it'll just be me and you next year.
No, hey.
All right, well, listen. I'm exhausted. I'm going to go to bed.
Oh, there's Adam.
I don't know.
Okay. How about a 44% completion percentage? I think maybe the team needed a break from that.
Is Anthony Richardson at quarterback?
Yes, for the Colts. And Sam brought it up too, and I had to sit there and go, "What?"
Here, Sam, you can take my spot. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, Richardson took himself out of a play, I believe, just one play.
Because he needed a break?
He needed a break.
Pansy.
I mean, whatever, but dude needs to learn how to hit a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Speaking of NFL stuff, I want to bring this up because it's funny and hypocritical. So Brock Purdy was doing his interview yesterday, and Nick Bosa walked by wearing a hat. We all know what hat, but he's wearing a hat. and pointed at it on camera. And if you listen to any of the pundits on like NFL radio or any of that stuff when they were talking about it, they were talking about how great it was that this country is built on free speech and somebody could do that during an interview. And I went, wait a minute, wasn't it 2 years ago how everybody said keep politics out of football? I think it's funny. Also, I love making George shake his head.
Yeah, that's why I don't do politics.
I don't do politics either. But I think it's funny that he does that interview and 3rd and goal, trailing in the game. Oh. Well, I mean, he's going to be looking for a new team next year anyway, so it's fine.
He's a rookie this year, or was a rookie last year. He's barely getting his first full year this year.
He'll look for a new team. Look, it's Jim Irsay. He makes decisions all the time. Half of them are done from a whiskey bottle.
No, I think that Andrew Luck turned around and said, "Hey, I'm out. Deuces. See ya." That was a solid quarterback they had for a while, and he thought he was going to have him for a long time to come. Oops. Apparently not.
But
yeah.
This is not. Yes, you have.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, really? Thanks, Durkin.
I will say this. So Richardson currently has the league worst completion percentage at 44.4%. He's tied for third worst in the NFL with 7 interceptions in 6 starts. Not to mention 2 lost fumbles. I mean, he's good on his feet. He can run that ball, but if you can't hit a receiver, I mean, how long is that going to last?
Yeah. Not long. I mean, might as well just keep Flacco in there.
I was going to say, in the same offense, you have Flacco, who's completed over 65% of his passes with 7 touchdowns and 1 interception. Not saying you got to throw Richardson away, but I mean, Caleb Williams got sat down for less.
Yeah. Did he go to Michigan? It sounds familiar.
Bryce Young, not Caleb Williams. Okay, Adam, stop. I'm actually replying to this comment. Adam, we have the perfect quarterback. The problem is they are like 3 different people. If we combined all 3, we'd be fine. Dom Grady would like a conversation.
Sitting there going, all right, telling Adam, hey, where's the tablet, man? And a quick shout out, I'm sure everybody's probably inquiring, my buddy Soren does the Break Wizards. He does a lot of pretty cool card breaks. I got a little commercial thing I'm setting up for him. So just in case anybody was inquiring on the pretty cool logo that's sitting in the middle of the table, go check out his page. He's got some pretty cool stuff, football and baseball. It's awesome. Dude is really good, dude. Actually laughed out loud sitting alone like a maniac at the Dom Grady remark.
Oh, yeah. Dom Grady made an appearance on this show
last week.
And we also want to point out that not sponsors of the show, 609 Sports Talk every Monday at 5:30. The great Sam. When you want a real sports show, that's what you want to watch.
Wow, really? I'll just keep bashing off our listeners. Way to go.
Let's go ahead, kick me out. Be solo. Go for it.
I'm kind of bummed out. Didn't get my CLE peeps for Jim's thing coming up here.
Yeah,
which I got to squeeze in yet. But getting back to the NFL stuff though, it's ugly. I mean, I don't even know. It's like Vegas almost lost to Vegas almost beat the Chiefs, which, it's like, yeah, we know Mahomes does not do well in the vacuum cleaner.
Right.
The Jets can't beat the Patriots.
I actually picked that one. I'm just throwing that out there. Yes. I looked at that and I'm like, this man behind me, he can't beat the Patriots.
I mean, for Drake May, I'm happy as all get out for him. He's getting his shot, and he's not
happy for him, except for the point where he got knocked out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's that though too. But I mean, at least he's getting his opportunities.
Yeah. I mean, more power to any of these young guys. I mean, Bo Nix is actually looking halfway decent.
I said it a couple of weeks ago. I mean, ever since Max Crosby yelled out, "Hey, Bo, it doesn't matter. They don't know it anyway." I mean, it was kind of like, hey, when you see that in the film room, the guys are like, all right, that's it. We're going to focus now. I mean, when Sean Payton, I'm sure, pointed that out and going, all right, fellas, if he knows that what the hell the play is, you guys don't, we really have to go and do some homework.
Okay. And I will say this, how much it pains me to give any kind of credit to Green Bay.
Yes.
I'm going to say this. They had, I'm trying to remember, it was a 30-yard, 40-yard reception to Jaden Reed, which was, I believe it was basically a slot wheel route that he shifted over to the tight end position, made it look like a run. And then the line zone blocked to the left, and he kind of faked like he was zone blocking and then ran a wheel route out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Malik Willis nailed him in stride, and he went. So this is the part where I'm going to give credit where credit's due. That play, this is what I saw today, that play was not in the playbook. Malik Willis drew it up on the sideline, threw it in as an audible, and audibled to it, and they ran it perfectly.
That's scary.
That is scary as hell.
That is what you call athleticism at its best. When you've got a guy who could literally, it's just, hey, this is the route I want you to go with. And it's like, okay.
And Malik Willis cast off from Tennessee.
Yeah. Give Aaron Rodgers credit for blaming the darkness after the launch.
I'm just very curious, whose fault this week's game was. Because we've already gone through Mike Williams. We've gone through, quote unquote, the defense. I'm just curious whose fault this week's was.
The big shocking game that I'm seriously disappointed with was Buffalo and Seattle. Seattle at home, getting just the teeth kicked out of them.
They just did not look ready for that game.
Seattle's defense has been so strong, and for them to literally lay the goose egg at home, I was very surprised.
And I mean, they were, like ball control issues. They just did not look. They didn't look ready.
No, they didn't. I mean, and we know that it's the we always say it's the Halloween week coming up, and strange things happen. I mean, good Lord, look at how many of these games were like in the mid 20s and everybody's beating each other by only like 3 to 6 points, for crying out loud.
Right.
I mean, Indy and Houston, Green Bay, Jacksonville, Arizona and Miami, New England, the Jets, even Atlanta beating Tampa Bay. It's like, okay, Tampa Bay, dude, yeah, I get it. You lost your receivers. Adam, yeah, that's Adam, hey, I started him in one of my leagues too. I thought for sure he was going to see a lot, and he didn't see squat. That was horrible. That was bad. The other odd one was New Orleans scoring 8.
Yeah.
Against the Chargers, and the Chargers are just like, welcome to SoFi. How do you like it? I think that's probably the first real home game the Chargers have had, because I don't think Saints fans travel to LA.
Let's take a look at the AFC, since you just brought up the Chargers. So division leaders: Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Houston, Kansas City. Then you've got
I did not see that coming, by the way.
Baltimore,
tell me
Denver.
You did not see that. Wait.
Baltimore, Denver, and then right now the Chargers as your 7th? Because the Colts have played that extra game and it's a loss? What?
Yeah.
And in the NFC, you've got Detroit, Washington, Falcons, Cardinals, Green Bay, and then Minnesota, Philly.
Yeah, it says Chiefs, Texans, Buffalo, Steelers, Broncos, Ravens, Chargers. And that's scary that that's your top 7. And then the Colts and Bengals behind them.
Whoa. Timeout. Adam, you won that match?
What?
Hang on. Going into the app now.
Wait a minute.
Adam won the match.
You gotta be kidding.
Okay. I feel bad. I feel bad because Clint just ran into the championship hangover, and he ran into it heavy.
Oh, man, I don't know what.
So I feel bad for you. I really do. But man,
your auto thing doesn't auto.
Don't you complain about my app.
It throws in James Conner when I've got Cedric Tillman. Wide receiver. Wouldn't wide receiver be first under W? Yeah, wide receiver, then running back, then tight end. And I get James Conner instead of. Okay. Wow, I lost that one. Damn. That sucks. Well, that seriously blows.
It's like playing against the Lions, man. You played me, and then you just come out and you lose to the next team.
Yeah. That crap can't happen again.
Well, here's the thing. I think Trap is in first now.
Yeah, it's like I got to quit slipping on mine. I mean, and especially after I thought for sure Purdy would get at least one more good touchdown in. But, you know, you got to let Dallas kind of make the little comeback and make it look good. All right. So on the NFC side,
yes.
NFC side, we didn't see this coming.
Hang on. Not now that the Bears lost.
Right.
Yeah. The Bears are, and okay, I'm going to go straight to the Bears here. Not necessarily on the Hail Mary.
Well,
how about the play before?
They're just on that outside looking in. They're okay.
Here's the thing. Play before the Hail Mary, which was like a 17, 19-yard completion.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. How do you run a prevent defense with nobody on the sidelines? The worst part about this is they went into a prevent at the end of the first half and they ran it correctly. You had two guys at each sideline, gave them the middle. You didn't do it at the end of the game?
Oops.
You're just going to let him complete a 20-yard pass and run out of bounds? Sorry. No, the Bears will not be in the playoffs because they're going to screw this up just like they've screwed everything else up. And for their benefit, maybe Eberflus will get fired.
Now, this...
Anyway, proceed.
We didn't see this coming at all. Yeah, we talked about that, Adam. He wasn't taunting the crowd. Actually, the thing is he was actually pumping up with the other Bears fans that were on that side because that was on the visitor sideline. We've got Detroit, Washington, Atlanta, and Arizona as your division leaders.
Yes.
I think we had one of those teams when we started this in the season. We said one of those teams, and the only one that we've got is the Lions because we did not have the other three.
To be fair, the West, you do have three teams with the same record.
Yes. I was begrudgingly going to get to that.
Yeah.
You got three teams tied at 4-4 in that division. And of course, the top three have not had their bye week yet. So that's the one thing they have to wait for. And the Rams just got their weapons back last week. So this could get interesting real fast.
That's going to be a fight. That's going to be a dog fight.
Mm-hmm. Yep. My prediction went completely out the window. Totally right out the window.
To be fair, I mean, 49ers can still bring this out if CMC ever comes back.
Well, I think, forgive me for the kid's last name who took over for Mason yesterday. Not bad.
No, not bad.
I mean, not bad at all. Yeah, Mr. Corum, yeah, he did make an appearance. But I'm just saying that's it's a tough division. That I literally was saying it's going to be how the AFC North was a couple of years ago, where everybody was really damn close, and it's going to be super tight. So right then and there, that it pretty much looks about the same way. After them, we get the Packers, the Vikings, and the Eagles. And I know Sam's just going to love this. It's like the Eagles are barely hanging on. And we do mean barely hanging on.
You could see in the picture that it's not.
Because
Eagles
right
are playing.
Now,
I was going to say Eagles are playing some of the worst football with some of the best players I've ever seen.
Yeah, they really are. They truly are. And as long as their coach keeps screwing up on play calls, I mean, I said, was it? I mean, that comment fits even better than what I told him, because when I mentioned it earlier, I said, were they just playing that good, or is the defenses they're playing just that bad? And I mean, you had to play Cincinnati this week. It's that bad. Is the Sam Darnold Cinderella run after 2 straight losses?
Hang on. I got this. I believe I said 2 weeks ago, water finds its level. You played Detroit, and then you played any team after Detroit. Those are your 2 losses.
Well, hang on. Well, they've now got the Colts, the Jags, and the Titans coming up. So they have a wonderful AFC bottomless pit to go against.
I was going to say,
win streak. There's a nice win streak about to happen right there.
Or the answer will be yes, his run is over.
Right. I was going to say that should be a good 3 run. And it's like, yeah, he'll be okay. Excuse me. And especially that you got the Colts. Ooh, that looks like our Sunday nighter too, right? Yeah, that looks like it's our Sunday nighter. Yeah, that's our Sunday night game. Yep, that's our Sunday night game, 8:20.
Lawyer especially did a good job when the judge tried to set a bond of $10,000.
I'd like to see how JJ would have done.
Yeah, I don't know how much they would have played him, to be honest with you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we both clicked. Yeah. Clint understands.
Oh dear God. What is the update with him?
And the attorney.
Who, Darnold?
No, JJ.
Oh, JJ. I mean, he's out for the year. What more?
No, but I mean, have they mentioned anything on how he's progressing?
I mean, I haven't heard anything.
Usually, you get a little bit on tidbits.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do see McCarthy is to be the honorary captain for the Michigan versus Oregon game.
No, I mean, you gotta have something to cheer about, so you might as well do it before the game. I have heard nothing since he got put on IR. So,
well, I'm assuming if he's going to be the honorary captain, somebody's probably walking around.
Yeah, well, I mean, he had the surgery in August, so
right.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, he's probably doing light work.
No, like I said, I thought you might have had anything.
No, I haven't seen anything since. I know they showed Hutchinson there at the Lions game this week. Obviously, he did not stand up, but he was there. Gave a couple thumbs up. Crowd went nuts. Oh, Adam says he's not going to be there for Oregon. Well, that's probably for the best. I mean, he doesn't want to see that any more than we want to see it.
I was going to say the Free Press has updated it. It's like, it's been rescheduled.
Rescheduled for a game we might have a chance at.
Rescheduled. It's oh my God. He said it's been rescheduled. The Michigan football coach said he would be on the sidelines as the honorary captain. And then McCarthy says, not this weekend, but in due time on his Instagram story. Good Lord, that is ridiculous. Clint, this is what I'm talking about when we say you do not turn around and lead with your head when you are going to tackle somebody. It is heads up football. I have no idea why. I mean, it can't be stressed enough. This is why you do not turn around and lead with your damn head. It's ridiculous. 14-0. When's the last time that happened in Michigan? He goes, I bet they do it. Oh, the captain, honorary captain, but it's in Ohio State, dude. What is this? I don't know what this is.
Oh, no, I made the comment. They showed Hutch at the Lions game. The crowd went nuts. He didn't stand up, though.
Oh.
He's not quite to that point yet.
Gotcha.
He didn't quite do the smashing the two beers together and drinking them, but he was definitely egging the crowd on.
So I'll run it by real fast. Pretender or contender? I'll start with the Commanders at 6-2.
Contender. I think what we have seen is exactly who they are. I don't see them going very far in the playoffs just because they're not there yet. But I mean, this is who they are. This is that team. They're
Oh, your Pittsburgh Steelers game is that exciting. Yes, I was going to say for those tuning in, yes, we are more exciting to watch than the Giants and the Steelers tied at 9 apiece. Pretender, the 2007 Lions.
I'm going to say this. I'm looking at that division. Who the hell's going to catch them? It's not going to be Dallas.
No, it won't be Dallas at 3-4.
Giants.
The Giants are 2-5. And the only other team is Philly, and they're 5-2. They're a game behind.
I mean, maybe the Eagles catch them. Maybe, but I still think that Washington's got some decent leeway there. I mean, they've got a nice advantage where, at the very least, I think they'll squeeze in a wild card. So I think they're there. I think they're real.
The other horrific division, the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, okay.
This it's the ugliest division in football. We both know it.
Contender, but only because Tampa Bay's receivers died.
Yeah, and the Saints and the Panthers are the other two in the division at the bottom of.
I don't even care. No, there's nothing there. It's Tampa Bay or it's Atlanta,
and that would be it. With them, the Packers. Yeah, I was going to say this is where you got to think with the stats. Think as the stats man, and not as the.
So it's hard to say contender pretender. I'm going to say this. Do I think they get in? Yes, I think they get in. I don't think they make noise. They're going to get in and get bounced.
I was going to say, especially if they have to play San Francisco again, they're so hosed. The Vikings.
They're going to miss. They're going to miss the playoffs. So they're pretender big time. Like the same darn waterfront.
They kind of have the easier ending of the schedule out, with the exception of playing the North.
And yet their play has been tailing off. So, I mean, sure, in theory they could turn that around. I don't think so. I mean, Justin Jefferson's great. He's phenomenal. But at the end of the day, he's one guy, and you just don't have the pieces around him. I had picked them to finish last in the division. I realize now they're not that bad, That's Chicago, but I don't think they're good enough to make it.
The Eagles.
They'll be in. I think it'll come down to the last week whether it's them or Washington winning the division. So
I was gonna say because
can we fire Sirianni?
Their schedule's not that great.
No.
The weaker part of the schedule was a few games through these past couple of games, and now they're into their tougher stuff because they also have Baltimore.
Yeah. But at the same time, though, I mean, I've said it multiple times now. It's like the team that we've seen the first 8 weeks is not the team we're going to see the last 8 weeks. That also goes for your opponents. I very much think, though.
Wow. and that's from a Steeler fan. Sam's got company.
I'm repeating myself now 3 weeks running. If Sirianni would just get the hell out of the way, this team could be NFC Championship bound, but he won't, and because of that, they're going to fight to make it in.
Yeah, ironically, they have got the Jags, the Cowboys, and the Commanders as their next 3 games.
I don't know that I've ever seen a head coach holding a team back this much, and I'm sure they're going to throw out their Matt Patricia, but we just didn't have the talent so that Philly does. Philly's got talent.
And this week, that's the Doug Peterson returning to Philly game. Yeah.
Oh, what could have been.
And
can they trade coaches?
Oh my God. That's the funny thing. And that's, I was really hoping Sam was going to be able to stick around, but wouldn't the Eagles fans, I'm looking forward to Sunday because I want to see the Eagles fans lose their ever-living minds if they lose to Jacksonville this week. They will literally just be looking. Sirianni, it's not going to matter if you bring your kids to the freaking
Here's the thing.
Post-game interview or not. You're a dead man.
Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you right now. It's not if they lose the game. This game is going to come down to the wire and be decided by like a field goal in the 4th quarter. And Eagles fans rightly will still lose their minds because this is Jacksonville. You should be killing them.
And Jacksonville has better offensive weapons than the Browns did.
Right.
That's the scarier part.
Well, I mean, hey, it's one thing if a team sneaks up on you.
Right.
Okay. You can't let that happen again. If it happens multiple times in the same season,
playing down to the competition.
And that's coaching.
I agree. And I would love to see that Jacksonville would beat Philly and Sirianni would just be lambasted at home. Yeah. And for as much crap as he gave the fans a couple weeks ago, oh buddy, karma. She be a coming. She's coming to pay another visit.
This is going to be one of those situations where we're going to have a game like that where they barely beat somebody that they should cream. Sirianni's going to take all the heat, and then in the press conference, he's going to bust out the like "I'm a man, I'm 40" speech or something. He's just going to go insane.
Hey, no, he's not allowed to. That speech was a good damn speech. I don't care who you are. We're going to remember that one along with all the other famous coaches' lines post-conference. No, those are good ones. No, we're not giving Sirianni anywhere near that much credit. The hell with that crap. I don't think so.
He's going to turn into Lane Kiffin, and the team's going to go back to the locker room, and he's just going to leave.
Like I said, they lose that game. Oh, he better run. He better have multiple police escorting him and pray he makes it to the tunnel. Pray he makes it through the tunnel. And then I'll be joining Sam on his post game. And Sam is just gonna let it fly. I think he'll be so red faced, that wall behind him, it will show through how red he will be. That white wall, it will show off how red faced Sam will be. He will be fear, and there might be flames behind him, and a little sign that says everything's fine.
Everything's fine. I said, you know what? Tell him I can send him the background. It's fine. No worries.
Right? Yep.
All right, let's move on to the AFC so we can end this show. Contender, pretender.
Actually, the 4-4 teams are all right there, because you got
all of them.
The Bears, the Bucks, the 49ers, and the Seahawks, with the Rams kind of in tow behind that.
The Bears are pretenders.
The Bucks,
Seattle. Oh, the Bucks. Bucks are pretenders. I just don't. Attrition is all it is. They're losing too much. They're going to try to make it work, but I just don't think they're battling through too much right now.
And then the rest of it is the NFC West, the 49ers, Seahawks, and Rams.
Okay, you're going to love this. Cardinals, pretenders. Seahawks, pretenders. 49ers, contenders. Rams, contenders.
That whole division, the scarier part is, I think that whole division, it will come down to when they're playing all against each other in the last 2 weeks. That's how it's going to get decided, which is insane.
Yeah.
Because I think all their records are going to be that close.
It's going to be first to last place. You won't know till the end of the season.
And that's crazy. I mean, they'll have those graphics.
Like
the media will have those graphics up of, well, if these guys win, but these guys lose, and these guys win, and these guys lose, but if these guys win and these guys, they're going to go, oh, screw it. We'll just wait. We'll just wait until the NFC West just gets decided. Okay, AFC. This should go. Oh, Jesus. No.
He ain't wrong.
The weird undefeated team in the Chiefs, contenders or pretenders?
They're undefeated, and Mahomes has looked very, very, very human. So at some point, he's going to look superhuman, and this team's whatever the hell year that is, Miami Dolphins should be worried right now. They should be, because I mean, other than quarterback play, everything else has been solid, including the defense.
Yeah, I was going to say, and Mike just brought it up. They did sign the other linebacker today too. I just don't know.
He's done it before. He has always done it. He gets the benefit of the doubt. He's going to pull it together. And when he pulls it together, God help us.
Well, you barely skate by with the Raiders. You've got the Bucks this week at home. Not a big deal. The Broncos, you're at home. Okay. If you were in Denver, I'd be a little bit worried. After that, they're at Buffalo, which could be just a comedic feast. Then you get the Panthers. That's hilarious. And then the Raiders come back and visit you. In December, you've got Harbaugh.
Here's the thing. They are.
That's a Sunday night game. That's prime time TV.
They are 7-0. They have played up to every competition they've had. They're in. They're going to win that division. They're going to be top in the AFC. I don't see anybody else up there that could be.
Well, like I said, after the Chargers, it's at Cleveland versus Houston at Pittsburgh.
Let's
not
pretend.
exactly a prime way to end your season.
No,
with your scheduling, but I mean, you it looks like you got the cup. You're the champions, and you got the cupcake schedule.
Yeah. They have an AFC schedule. That's what you get.
Yeah, Mike. Like I said, Mike. I think one of the last four, those last four games are going to be a little trickier. I think they will be. There's no doubt about it. They're contenders, right now, but can you hold up the dogfight in the playoffs?
Yeah. Let's not pretend Houston has been playing inspired football either, because they have not.
No, they've also been suffering quite a few injuries and are just still trying to keep it together.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus, Christopher. No dad jokes. Stop with the dad joking.
Okay. Come on. What else we got?
Next up, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay. What are we asking here? Are we asking make playoffs? Or are we asking, what are we asking?
They're the division leaders at the moment.
They will achieve the above 50% that Mike Tomlin always achieves. They will achieve it.
Do they hold it, or does Baltimore reclaim it?
Baltimore reclaims it. And there was no hesitation there. Baltimore is going to take that division.
Okay. Houston Texans, 6-2.
Houston Texans, here's the thing. Yeah, Clint nailed it. Okay. If Houston was playing in any other division, there'd be somebody there that I would worry about. Nobody's going to catch them in the South. So, I mean, they're not playing great football at all. Like you said, there's injuries, but regardless, they are scraping.
They're still pulling off some wins.
Yes, they're scraping by games that they shouldn't have to scrape by. And Stroud has not been playing great.
No.
So,
and it's tricky because Stephon Diggs, you thought, okay, he's coming in, would make another great addition. Right now, Diggs is still putting up the same numbers statistically right now as what he had in 2023 when he was with Buffalo. I don't see that he makes that much of an improvement. And I think all it did was just take away from the younger talent that's on that roster. And it's hurt hurt the Texans more than helped them.
Well, to be fair, though, at the same time, I mean, they've been without Nico Collins now for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, as much as I just ragged on him and said all these, I don't want to say bad things, but all these negatives about him, they're still 6-2. And they're still going to win this division because the Colts are not going to be there, not with Anthony Richardson starting. And the other teams are Jacksonville and Tennessee, who, Tennessee's already started the fire sale, and I'm waiting for Jacksonville.
I don't think Jacksonville's going to. I really don't.
2-6. At what point?
The ownership, I don't think so. Like I said, if they go in and they beat Philly this week, okay, gives you a little bit of motivation to go beat up Minnesota.
You are asking an awful lot of that team.
Hey, remember what week it is. It's Halloween week.
Yeah.
We know this is where this week's games are hey, you're going to see some stupid crap happening this week. We know it happens every freaking October.
I really thought you were going to bust out where winners become losers and losers become winners, but you didn't.
Sorry. That is a great line. It really is, but I didn't want to butcher it. But it is a great line. It's like, leave it to the man who came up with it, Scott over there at NFL Network. Scott does a great job on NFL Network. Clint, yeah, just like AEW, whatever. I believe it when I see it.
Dude, okay, look, it's one thing to say that, hey, we feel we're on the right track. It's another thing to finish the season like 4-13 and say that.
Yeah.
So they better watch themselves, or it's going to get real interesting there really fast.
That's true.
I mean, 2-6 is not something that's easy to build off of. Ask Cleveland. And I noticed you didn't ask.
Thanks for the kick right in the nards. Appreciate it.
I noticed you did not ask my opinion on them.
No, there was no reason to. There was no reason to.
Okay, proceed.
Buffalo Bills at 6-2.
Who's going to catch them? Is Miami going to catch them if Tua stays healthy? Here's the thing. In order to catch them, Buffalo has to start losing. So,
yeah, I mean, Miami's 2-5. The Patriots are 2-6. The Jets are 2-6.
Okay. The Dolphins with Tua healthy, assuming he stays healthy, which is a huge assumption.
Right.
If he's hurt, that offense does nothing. And we've seen it. That offense just disappears. However, if he is healthy, they can compete for a wild card. They could get in. But they've got a hell of an uphill battle now, and Tua needs to stay healthy.
Big. And like I said, because after those four, here comes the Ravens and the Broncos. And we already talked about the Ravens.
Yeah.
But the
Ravens, I think, win that division.
But the Broncos, I mean, 5-3. I mean, we did bring it up that strangely Denver's, I mean, if they're catching the right teams that they can beat up on, that's looking scary. That it's like, oh, does Sean Payton look like a genius because he got rid of Russell Wilson and he's got Bo Nix, and all of a sudden, hey, we can win? It's like, no. Or is it the fact that they just ended up with a soft schedule and can still make a wild card spot?
Yeah, I mean, that could be. I think Denver's going to be. They're going to turn into an up and down team where you're just not going to know week in, week out what kind of team is going to show up. I mean, I think they're on the right track. Bo Nix, like we said, I think is playing a hell of a lot better than people expected him to. He's still a rookie quarterback, so you're going to see some mistakes. Now, whether I think they make it in or not, my gut tells me they don't make it in. It's going to be one of these fighting for the last spot. But then at the same time, that means I have to look at this and see who the hell are they fighting with. They could be fighting with the Dolphins. Again, that requires a lot. They could be fighting with the Chargers.
Well, here's this is where it gets ugly. They're at Baltimore this week, at the Chiefs next week, then against the division leading Falcons, and then against the Raiders and the Browns, all before their bye week in week 14.
So realistically, I look at that and see they go 2-2 and one question mark, the one coin flip.
The Browns game.
No, that's not a coin flip. That's a win.
Hey, that is a Monday night football game, folks.
Ooh.
Yeah, December 2nd, we have a Monday night football game, and it's the Browns go to Mile High.
Okay, but isn't Monday Night Football where Jameis Winston throws 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions?
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
That air is thin there at Mile High. That ball suddenly starts sailing. Anyway,
so that's a rough schedule.
It is.
I mean, that's a tough schedule. And they'll still have the Raiders again after that, and the Chargers again, because they got to play them in the division.
Yeah, I could see them finishing like 9-8, maybe 10-7, but they could be one of those 10-7 teams that doesn't make it in. But I'm thinking 9-8. God, 9-8 tied with the Steelers, and the Steelers get in. Ooh, I could see that.
Well, and this is where it gets even uglier, because you then have the Chargers, who are 4-3, and the Colts, who are at 4-4, going into that 7 spot. And then ironically after that, it's the big cutoff of everybody at 3-5 or 2-6.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so you're waiting on the Dolphins to, I'm sorry, the Browns, Raiders, and Jacksonville, and New England, and the Jets, all on the 2-6 spot.
Okay, look, let's okay.
You got the bat here. 7 teams all right there going, what? Oh my God, no. Mike, I swear to you, he wants nothing to do with that jersey. That boy is rather willing to turn around and wear his Seahawks jersey before he goes with that. 100%. He is not going. It's amazing. He will still wear. Bryce is a huge fan of wearing the Russell Wilson brand. He gets his sweatpants and his t-shirts and hoodies and everything from Kohl's. Grandma goes and buys it for him, and it's pretty comfortable and cool looking stuff. So he still will wear the Russell Wilson brand, but he will not wear a Steelers jersey. He has made that clear to me. He was not happy with where he ended up at.
As far as the 1-6, 2-6, etc., let us just immediately, let's just throw away the garbage. So get rid of Tennessee, get rid of Jacksonville, get rid of the Raiders, get rid of the Patriots, get rid of the Jets. Sorry, Jets fans, you are trash. Sorry, not you personally, but your team.
Right. Then you got the Browns and Dolphins and Bengals.
I'm sorry, I'm throwing the Browns out.
Okay.
I just don't see it. Yeah, Winston is fine. We've seen the show before on other squads. Okay, he is serviceable. He can do the job until he can't, and you will have probably 2 to 3 of those games, and that puts you at 9 losses. So, you're just too much in the hole at this point. Cincinnati, God, how long are we going to wait for Cincinnati to wake up? Because it feels like we've been waiting a season and a half now.
Well, I mentioned it earlier with Sam on 609, and I said unfortunately the 2020 quarterbacks, they went and they were like, oh, these guys are like the 84 quarterbacks. No, they're not. As we like to say, kind of like in the card business, it's like you guys are just above that average, and you're kind of you've lost your luster, and you're now listed down in the semi-stars group. You're not even stars. You're now down to semi-stars, which devalues off your cards just even that much more. And it's like, okay, you got Joe Burrow, who wants to look like he belongs in 98 Degrees or Backstreet Boys instead of playing quarterback. And you're just like, oh my God, no, I don't think so, Mike. I just don't see it. I mean, we said Burrow, Super Bowl could be definitely a one and done. Hurts to the Super Bowl could be a one and done. Tua's made it to a couple of the playoff games. Herbert has yet to be there. Like I said, still kind of waiting with the Harbaugh thing. That could turn around, and Herbert could get into the playoff mix. But does he get to make it to star status? I don't think so. I mean, right now, you're kind of looking at the whole Jordan Love experiment. We know that this is like the whole good first year he's going to get his crack at it. Could that literally be the possibility? But because of Detroit's awesomeness, we'll say it, because of Detroit's awesomeness, his luster, he's going to be noted as like the Dan Marino behind Joe Montana. I mean, that's not a bad, I'm going to say it. It's not a bad thing. You get, hey, somebody's got a gold jacket. He went to the Super Bowl one time, got a gold jacket, never got back, you know? So, but outside of that, you know, none of these other guys, it doesn't look like they're not the fantastic. In 2020, 2021, everybody said they're the most awesome quarterback class since 84. That's why I said, hurry up and sell those cards as fast as you can. Make that money, because it's going to fall apart. I knew it. There's no way.
Yeah. I mean, you can have all the talent in the world, and that's an incredibly talented quarterback class. You still got to go out there and do it. And you still got to go out there and have a team around you. And
yes,
a quarterback doesn't make a team.
No.
So
I still think the Chargers need a couple more wide receivers. Could they get some mid-level veterans or try to make some trades? I'm surprised that they hadn't tried to make a few trades to get a few.
Here's the thing. I don't think the plan is to make it this year. I don't think you mortgage anything from next year to try to make it this year, because you are in year one of your plan.
Right. But an Amari Cooper, I think, would have been beneficial more to the Chargers than it would have the Bills.
Perhaps. But at the same time, the Bills probably offered more. I mean, just you have capital. You have draft capital. You have capital in some of your players. There's no need to spend it on guys that maybe aren't going to be around next year, because Cooper's contract sure didn't look like he's going to be around past this year. He was pretty heavily backloaded. I'd have to bring that up again, but it was one of those where whoever traded for him, if they chose to,
it was Buffalo.
Yeah, if they chose to walk away from that deal, it would be probably after this year. Where are you?
Yeah, and like I said, I'm just I'm surprised, and especially because if you really want, because you've got your quarterback, you have your quarterback already established. You brought in a couple of running backs. You literally have a nice livestock grouping of running backs. You've got a solid enough line, which you know you got to fill in a couple pieces, but the receivers is where you are weakest at. And that's why I was very surprised. And I mean, yes, I get it. We still have another week to go. The Chargers still could try to pull something off. I mean, for the love of God, DeAndre Hopkins gets to go to Kansas City. I mean, it's like, really? I mean, what the heck? Kansas City couldn't have given up too much but a cup of coffee for him. The Chargers could have turned around and had him.
Well, I mean, at the same time, though, does Hopkins have that much life left in him? I think that's the biggest question.
I would say yes. And again, I mean, I guess I'd also have to say, using my own philosophy of, does the guy fit your scheme? So I get that too. Could the guy fit into your scheme, I guess, is the other thing, because even with, say, 55 to 60% of the route running is all exactly the same thing in the NFL. I mean, I don't see how Cooper couldn't have walked into the Chargers and went, hey, there's your WR1 right there. I mean, yeah, you've got McConkey, but I mean, really? A WR1?
Knowing Harbaugh, he has a plan, and he is not going to speed up the plan. He's not going to advance the plan until he's ready. I don't think getting your superstar fixes your problem of keeping Herbert off the dirt. So
I was just trying to remember what he did with Frisco. That, I mean,
yeah,
I get it. He walked into a good situation with Frisco, but Singletary had even set that up ahead of time too. So I don't know. I mean, I still think that they just need that extra piece now, even to say, you said you've got the plan, but that wouldn't, I mean, especially to get an inexpensive veteran, and you've got the cap space for it. God knows you've got the cap space.
okay,
to turn around and go ahead and get,
But why go out and get one piece that's going to get you in when you know it's not going to be enough to get you further?
Well, I'm saying you could have gotten somebody, for example, like I said, you could have went and, maybe Buffalo did offer a little bit more, but you could have had Cooper for probably you could have went and set him up for a 3-year deal and said,
Okay.
hey, come on, and we'll do a 4th, 5th option, but make a decent chunk of change and threw it at him, and he would have been, okay, cool.
And then lose in the wild card round, and you've lost your draft pick for nothing. So,
but it was, I still, they've piled up enough though. I mean, what are you going to save it for? For the
you save your
round?
deals. You save your deals for when it gets you over the top. For when you're making a deal to minimum get you to the conference championship game. If you make a deal, this is the difference that's going to put us over the top and maybe get us to a Super Bowl. No deal Harbaugh makes this year is going to get the Chargers that far. Nothing. So keep your capital, keep going and execute the plan. And maybe next year, but if not, probably the year after is when you're looking at making noise.
I was going to say, because you need some sort of veteran leadership there.
Sure. And you can sign that this offseason or next, because this is not a plug and play offense. He is going to go he wants more linemen. I can tell you right now, he wants more linemen. And you're not just going to trade for those, because it doesn't happen. So it's going to be a slow build, and that's fine because Herbert's still young. We'll finally get to see what Herbert can do when he's not running for his life and trying to make sure, his leg doesn't break by being tackled by 3 guys at the same time.
So, and this is the scary part. All these guys still on just the 1-year deals. Stephon Diggs, T. Higgins, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Godwin, Cooks, Deontay Johnson, Hopkins, Mike Williams, Robert Woods, Marquise Brown, Darius Slayton.
All of which can be had in the offseason.
Oh, good Lord. You don't even want to know what the rest of this list looks like. Oh, dear God. It is. Oh, it is the Gordon Ramsay can scrape grease out of kitchen hoods, and these guys are still underneath that. KJ Osborne, Demarcus Robinson, Nelson Aguilar, OBJ, DJ Chark, Tyler Boyd, Zach Pascal, and Zay Jones, Elijah Moore, Barrios. Good God. Those are the guys who are the free agents for next year. That's horrific. That is seriously, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
No. Like I said, I'm I mean, Tampa will extend Godwin.
Yeah. Despite the injury. Yes. Yes.
They'll extend him.
I don't think Godwin wants to go anywhere else.
No. They'll extend Godwin because they'll keep the Godwin and Evans thing going for as long as they can.
Now, we know Higgins wants to go somewhere else. I think he's had his fill there. He wants to go somewhere where he can try to be the guy.
Yeah, but do
I think he's the guy? No.
Well, no.
He wants at least the chance.
I mean, he's at best he's still a W2, W3.
I agree. I think he's a W2. I really do. You honestly, you know what? You pair
he's
him
behind
with
Chase. He was really falling behind Chase and Boyd.
Yeah, well, obviously Cincinnati was okay with getting rid of Boyd and running Higgins at 2. So
right.
Sign him, keep McConkey, draft another kid too, and just see what you got. This is remake this team because what they were before just wasn't cutting it. So
no,
just remake it.
Well, and especially if he gets his wide receivers, I mean, we know that there's probably a couple of kids.
Yeah. Now is not the time to get into the draft class.
No.
We will have that show. We will have that show.
Yeah, we save that for another week.
Right.
For sure. Okay. We're getting right near that time. We're going to say goodnight, Gracie. Now I am going to play out our remembrance for Jim Donovan here, the excellent sportscaster that we have graciously had here in Cleveland since '86, and was also nationally known because he did cover NFL football with Chris Collinsworth as well. That was, I think, the only time I could actually withstand Chris Collinsworth is if he had to deal with Jimmy. So that was, you got to put up with it at some point. But it was a lot of fun. But we did lose him this past week to his constant battle with leukemia, and definitely our thoughts and prayers and our condolences are with his family, as well as all of the Cleveland fans, because he has also been the voice of the Browns since '99, and is also, as you'll see, in the Browns Legends Hall of Fame here in Cleveland. So with that, we bid you guys good night, and we'll see you guys next week.